Welcome to this video tutorial where we'll dive deep into the world of Thymeleaf, focusing on one crucial aspect: debugging your templates. Debugging can often feel like searching for a needle in a haystack, but don't worry, by the end of this session, you'll have robust strategies to tackle any issues. First, let's start by understanding what Thymeleaf is. Thymeleaf is a modern server-side Java template engine for web and standalone environments. Its core capability lies in the rendering of web applications and reusable templates. However, like any framework, it can lead to errors that need careful debugging. Now, we will set up a simple Thymeleaf application to demonstrate debugging techniques. If you're following along, ensure you have a Spring Boot application set up with Thymeleaf dependency included in your Maven or Gradle file. Let's create a basic controller. We'll have a simple endpoint that returns a Thymeleaf template as a response. I'll create a controller class named GreetingController in the package com.example.demo. Next, let's create the Thymeleaf template that this controller will render. We'll create a file named greeting.html in the src/main/resources/templates directory. Now, when you run your application and navigate to /greet, you should see a message on the web page. This is a good start, but what if we encounter an error? One common issue is when Thymeleaf cannot find the template file. If the template is not found, you'll see an error like template processing exception. This usually means that you may have misspelled the template name or incorrectly placed the file. Double-check the file name and its directory. Another common pitfall is empty model attributes. Let's simulate this by intentionally passing a null value. Run your application again, and when you go to /greet, you may not see any message on the web page, which can be confusing. Instead of just returning a blank space, it's crucial to handle these situations gracefully. Debugging also involves using the right logging mechanisms. Ensure you have a logger set up in your class to report back any data flowing through your application. Let's use slf4j as an example for logging. Let's modify our controller method to log the incoming request. This will help us gain better insights whenever we open the /greet endpoint. Another technique is to utilize browser developer tools. Open the developer tools in your web browser and go to the Network tab. Check the responses from your server. Sometimes, your template appears blank due to server-side issues. Let's now consider using Thymeleaf's built-in error handling. Thymeleaf has a dialect that provides error messages. You can customize error messages directly in your HTML templates. Let's say you want to display a list of items, but it's empty. You can explicitly check this and provide an error message to the user instead of rendering an empty area. Now we would render this in another template file named items.html. As you can see, even when the list is empty, we're providing feedback to the user rather than a blank page. This enhances user experience and aids in debugging. Sometimes the issue may be related to incorrect attribute bindings. Double-check that you're using the correct Thymeleaf expressions. Let's say we wrote text equals $message / instead of text equals $message / Debugging could also involve mistakenly using the wrong syntax for Thymeleaf expressions. A simple misplaced bracket could lead to runtime errors or empty outputs. For more complex scenarios, sometimes the issue might be in data population. Make sure that the model attribute names in your controller align perfectly with those in the template. Discrepancies can lead to seemingly useless errors. Let's quickly recap what we've covered so far. We've learned how to handle null attributes, validated template paths, used logging for better insight, employed error handling mechanisms, ensured correct syntax, and verified data binding. To summarize, when debugging Thymeleaf templates, always consider the error messages, inspect the model attributes, check logging messages, utilize browser tools, and ensure that your templates are organized and correctly named. Thank you for watching this episode on debugging Thymeleaf templates. I hope you found it helpful. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more content on Thymeleaf and Java programming.